This is part 2 to the Power of 3 presentation. I'm sorry I wasn't watching the time on part 1. I ended abruptly. But let's continue where we were. We were looking at the puppy and how the puppy is placed right on the intersection line in the top right corner. And according to the rule of threes, we should place our subjects asymmetrically at the intersection points, or one of those red dots. Now this also works for outdoor scenes, especially with a definite horizon. You know, the horizon, or excuse me, there's a line, there's a horizon up here, but they have a definite line with the lake meeting the sky and the mountains here. And if I place the grid on top of that, you notice that this is placed according to the rule of thirds. That horizontal line created at the end of the lake there goes in line with the top third according to the rule of thirds grid. In this picture, we'll notice that our subject is again placed as she should be according to the rule of thirds. And so I think you get the idea of how the rule of thirds is supposed to work. But what if you don't have time to compose your picture so it meets the rule of thirds? Well, in that case, you can crop according to the rule of thirds. For instance, we'll return to this image that we looked at before. Remember that there's so much unnecessary negative space compared to how little space is used for the subject. And notice the subject is placed in the center of the larger frame here. Now we can take this picture and crop it in PowerPoint or Photoshop or whatever we want to use. And so I'm showing in red here maybe one way that this photo could be cropped so that her subject is at this intersection point and that she also takes up more of the frame. And so it could be something like that, a little bit more pleasing. I'm not real happy with the background, but I think from this to that there's a large difference. So cropping is where you take out part of the image to emphasize your subject. And when you crop a photo, I would recommend keeping the rule of thirds in mind when you do that. And also finally, remember to fill the frame with your subject. That's something we talked about last time. So that's the power of three in a nutshell. I suggest you think about the rule of thirds when you take additional shots now in our photo unit.